Bring the car around. I want to have a damn good time.
It's a damn good time.
And I said it at the wrong point of the song. Sorry, Scott, if you're watching. I fucked that one up. It's a damn good time. It's a damn good time. A to the D, O to the G and the T. Oh, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steve Schaefer.
Yeah, I'm Cody Adams.
And this is a Damn Good Time podcast. Hitting them with it.
Back in the studs with my dude.
Yeah, we're back in the studio.
Back at it. That was a fun trip, though.
Dude, we had a nice change of pace last week. I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah. If you get to see it, check it out. We went over to our buddy Jordan Chumney's at Chum Knives.
Yeah.
Chumney Knives.
Chumney Knives.
And did a little remote podcast in his shop. It was fun.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
A lot of fun.
That's actually the first time we went. We took all of our equipment and actually went remote. I know we do remote casts like when we do Zoom calls and all that shit, but
Right.
that was the first time we actually took all of our stuff somewhere, which is kind of cool to know that we could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we knew we could do it, I think, but
Yeah.
we just never did it.
Yeah.
Because it's not hard, really, to move this into a different location and everything. So
Right.
if you got a spot for us and you want us,
Yeah.
you just let us know. We'll come.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
You know.
You might not like it. But
We'll be there. We'll invade your spot
um,
and have ourselves a damn good time doing it.
yeah,
So
all up in there.
all up in your guts. Deep. We'll penetrate your area deeply.
Yes. And wonderfully.
Yes.
We're gentle, don't worry.
Yeah, we do it nice and
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah. We make sure everything's set up.
We want to make sure everybody has a damn good time.
No, it was funny because we did like look at different spots in the shop, and at first it's like we'll set up on this table and like look at two of his forges,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, that wasn't really a great shot. I think like I wanted to see all the equipment and stuff behind us, so
Yeah.
then we decided on a spot. Took a little trial and error setting up a folding table, but we figured it out.
I was doing that dumb thing where I felt like I was knew what I do, and you see like the directors and stuff, and like, oh, what is this scene? What is this scene? You know, like, oh, did that look good? Oh, did that look good?
I believe you even said I don't look like a douche, but I kind of was just like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's just go get the equipment and set it up so we can see it on the damn computer. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to work the best. So
Right.
no, but it came out good. So check it out. Check it out.
Episode 150.
Yeah, love it.
Yep. Yeah, man, what's going on with you this week?
This week, boom, a lot of rain, fear of tornadoes around everywhere. You know, everybody's was a little not having a damn good time with the threat of that coming through because we had some nasty storms coming through. You know, I see some high winds and stuff at my house. I'm never worried about tornadoes because there's so many hills around me and stuff like that. It's always a threat, though. You know, you always got to be on your toes.
Yeah.
You know,
And like it ran through here, and it made me get less sleep, which sucked.
mm-hmm.
And like that, there's a lot of good thunder booms and shit that kept waking me up, and then tornado sirens and stuff. So it was, which I remember back in the day when you had a tornado watch,
Yeah.
you never really got the sirens for a watch. It was only for warnings, and our status never really got to warning. And the watch is, hey, there could be one, but the
Right.
warning is, we've spotted one.
Yeah, within 50 miles or something like that. I don't know,
Right.
whatever it is, but yeah.
Right. But like they were going off, and I kept checking my phone. It's like, watch. It's a tornado watch. Like, I don't fucking.
I think this last one was just so like everybody was really worried about this storm.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, well, this is like a good making for tornadoes.
Yeah.
Because you had a very high and low pressure front meeting, and we were just on that line. And it pushing south of us. I know there was maybe a confirmed tornado not too far away from us, down in like the Zanesville area.
Yeah.
But like I really didn't see anything. It was just like the sunshine came out. I went out and grilled some food.
You were in the eye of the storm.
I was in the eye of the storm. I'm like, I'm grilling. I don't even care.
Yeah, and maybe they changed
I
Tornado
did, but-
Proto since
Yeah.
the last, since the last time I even thought about it. But
You know, we do the things that you should do. Just like I filled up the kids' bathtub with because I have we have a stand-up shower and that's all we have. So I filled up their plastic foldable bathtub, filled it with water because I'm like, well, just in case the power does go out,
yeah,
we can still flush the toilet because I'm on a well, so I don't have city water, so it's on a well pump, so
Right.
it needs electricity. So I'm like, well, I'll fill that up so that way you can just dump water in the tank and you'd be still able to flush the toilet. We have enough normal water in the house. I don't have to worry about that. I can drink the lake water if I need to.
Right.
We're not in an apocalypse situation by any means. Power's gonna be back on in a couple days.
yeah.
But we
When you have gas too,
yeah.
so you boil lake water.
and we packed a little go bag because I don't have a basement. Guys had to run to my neighbor's house, like
Yeah,
just with the for the kids stuff. Like we got diapers.
yeah.
We got some snacks. We got the iPad. Keep them entertained, keep them chilling, whatever. But we can go sit down in the basement, and if it seemed like it was going to get real bad, it just never even got close to
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I got. I mean, with the lightning and thunder, and you could hear the winds and some heavy downpour here and shit. But I did absolutely nothing. My wife and kids, because I go to bed at like 8, and like the one night where it got real bad, it was like 10 o'clock, and my wife even calls me, and I'm sleeping. I'm like, "What's up?" She's like, "Hey, there's like the sirens are going off and stuff. Do you want to come down to the basement?" I'm like, "Nope." And I'm on the top floor of this motherfucker. Like, nah, like I got the window open. I'm listening. If it gets real bad, I'll hear it. And then
Right.
I'll come. And that's probably, dumb. The last thing somebody thought before they died in a tornado. Like, no, I want to get some fucking sleep. It's fine.
Yeah. I think unfortunately it seems like most tornadoes just destroyed trailer parks.
Yeah.
And if I lived in a trailer, I
Or
would
Mineral
also be
City.
like,
There was one that
yeah,
tore the
yeah.
shit out of Mineral City once. Like,
Yeah, but that was a pretty good long time ago too. Or no, that was
I'd say a decade, 10 years,
it was 2013, I think.
Yeah.
through there. Yeah.
11 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually looking at the tornado map. Not fun enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to make it sound like
I was looking at the
shit."
tornado map and I was laughing.
Yeah. And since 1950, it goes back to 1950 for whatever reason. That's when they actually started recording their past and everything.
Yeah.
Like none of them came close to my house.
Yeah.
And the one that did was that one that you were talking about, but it was like the far side of the lake. And as soon as it hit the lake, it was just high winds. And I remember those high winds. And I remember a tree.
That one almost hit like Brady's spot, though, didn't it?
No, that was not even that one.
Oh, yeah.
That was just high winds.
Oh,
That was just high winds. That was just high winds. Not even in the tornado atmosphere. But so not even anything close. I've been sat out there in worse storms where it's like, well, this is crazy, and I've been on a boat on the lake.
Yeah.
So sorry if you were in any of those terrible storms and anything
Yeah.
happened to you, but
Yeah, we're not trying to downplay your
Yeah.
terrible experience or anything,
I'm
but
just talking about my experience, and it was all like, this is gonna get crazy, and like, I get the normal prep, I get to make sure the flashlights are working, make sure we got a little bit of water,
yeah.
to flush the toilet with, just in case the power might go out for a few days or whatever. But, just the normal stuff, not too crazy with it. Like, I want to go run and sit in this basement for the rest of the night because there is a threat of this because,
Which is actually what you're supposed to do.
I know, but the weather people get it wrong so many
Yeah.
goddamn times.
But my favorite tornado story is when me and Sarah lived in Akron. This would have been around 2008, 9-ish, somewhere in there. And there was a tornado watch through that area. And the storm was coming through. And we're like, oh, shit, we should, we go out on the porch and watch the storm. Like, wait, don't they say, like, if there's a tornado, it sounds like a train coming through, right?
Yeah.
And we got real quiet and watching the storm. And then no shit, fucking train in distance sounded its horn, so you get choo choo. I don't think that's what a tornado sounds like. Like, is it a tornado? It's sounding its horn? You know?
I think
Like,
it's like it sounds like a train's running right
Yeah,
beside your
like
or
you get
through
that
your
chugga
house.
chugga
Yeah.
chugga 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 chugga.
Yeah, like
But yeah, no,
maybe you just did some whippets.
it's like I feel like you couldn't even write that experience into a movie script to make it up. Like, but it actually happened. It was like, wait, you're supposed to listen for like a train, and then like get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it's scary. Mother Nature's scary. I mean, you see,
Yeah.
we got this tornado happening. Earthquakes are happening in weird places.
Fuck,
and
bro.
like, yeah.
Taiwan got a big one.
Taiwan got a big one. I think one just happened in like,
New York, New Jersey, just today, 4.5 on the Richter.
yeah, weird stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, whoa, man. And then, well, I mean, we got the eclipse on Monday. That's supposed to end the world, anyways. Apparently.
Yeah.
So.
Fire up that Hadron Collider and
Yeah.
set us back into another timeline or some whatever bullshit.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Well, it's funny because I love, like I say, I don't believe conspiracy theories, but I love to dabble in them to see what they're saying.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's fun pastime of mine, I guess I'd call it. And I guess like that was the thing is like they're gonna fire it up during the solar eclipse to end the world and blah 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 blah. And then I'll actually like do some Google searching and shit. And then it's like, and then I see a perfect explanation, which if I tell you right now, there's probably going to be some conspiracy theorists that actually listen and be like, you fucking government chill. Like, blah, blah, blah. But like, no, the whole reason is because like the thing is so sensitive that radiation from the sun actually can fuck with it. So they're like,
That makes sense.
hey, during an eclipse, we get less radiation from the sun. So let's do this.
Let's see what happens.
Which also, now I think about it, that's probably bullshit too. Because is the eclipse even going over the CERN Hadron Collider?
I don't know. I don't know where it's at.
Let's,
Well, either way, it'd be, if it's close enough, it'd be less radiation, no matter what.
yeah, even if they get a
But isn't
partial
that thing
eclipse.
underground?
I think so, but still, it's so apparently it's so sensitive enough that even if there's, why not do it on a cloudy day?
Yeah, it all sounds like bullshit. I don't know.
It's all fucking bullshit. So even the explanation that I read, I'm like, that makes sense. No, that's fucking stupid too.
Yeah. You just knocked yourself out of
I
that
did.
fast. Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how much sometimes some common sense and a little bit of being inquisitive can lead you
Yeah.
into, hey, none of this makes fucking sense. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little too skeptical, but sometimes I feel like my skepticism helps me out a lot.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to sometimes follow a conspiracy theory
Oh, dude, for sure.
and how people like think of things, even though I know it's total bullshit. And they're just like, you're fishing for something, right? And the second any little bit of your fishing gets a bite, you're like, oh, look, told you so. And it's like, all right, dude, like, you throw out enough shit, you're bound to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole Simpsons thing is like the biggest one.
Yeah.
You know, where everybody's like, oh, Simpsons have been calling things forever, and look how perfect this is. Look at this. I'm like, you know how many Simpsons episodes they put out and all the stuff they did? Like, of course they're going to hit on stuff. Of course they're going to like, and some of it is crazy. I will say that. I will 100% say that. But it's, I don't think the writers are from the future. Oh, it does look like it's coming in line with that. Look at that. It was running right at her.
Well, this is the path of totality, right? I'll throw the screen up. Make sure it's up. Yeah, so that's path of totality. It's supposed to, and this is the world it shows, and it's only going over North America, unless it's only showing me the North American plane.
That's where it ends too, I think, right?
Well, why won't it show me?
Because I think it ends there.
So that's in Switzerland. It's over here. And it looks like from any map, it starts over like.
I mean, it started arcing there, so maybe maybe there's a part. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was in the United States. It's in Switzerland.
Yeah, it's in Geneva.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah,
Fire it up.
because that's what I was saying. That's what
Fire it up, boys.
that's what I was getting at. It's like I don't even think it's supposed to go over where the Hadron Collider is because it's in a different fucking country.
Gotcha.
You know, it's only really supposed to hit. It goes Maine to fucking Texas and through Mexico and shit.
Yeah.
Which the shitty thing is, I fly out Monday to go to Connecticut on the East Coast, which you won't be able to see shit from there.
Nope.
So I don't even get to see it.
No.
But I thought it was kind of cool too. Like, you know, they're letting my kids out of school 2 hours early so they can come home and watch it and shit. I'm like, that's fucking dope. 'Cause I think if you're here where we're at, I think we're at like the 90% realm.
Yeah.
We're not in 100%. It's a little more northwest of us.
Yeah.
And in our area, the best viewing time is like I've seen anywhere from 3:08 to 3:15. If you're here in like Tuscarawas County,
Yeah.
if you're in Cleveland, you're supposed to be able to get a beautiful shot of it.
Right.
Like you're in the 100% totality zone in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Even like down in Dayton, 100%. Areas like that, and they like so all around the news. I don't follow news much, but whenever I'm in the gym running on a treadmill, like even, you know, 19 News Cleveland. Yeah, so they all the fucking parks and shit, they're opening up selling tickets for you to come in. You know, they're gonna make their money grab.
Oh, it's big for business.
Yeah.
Big for business.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where a lot of people are like, oh, they're calling National Guard in for this, or like, I think they're priming them up because of social media now.
Yeah.
This social media did not exist back when this, as hard as it did anyways.
Right.
I'm not saying it didn't exist, but when the last one came through and like these came through, I think the last one, they were like, so many people ran to it because there was some social media. Now there's all the social media and they're like, shit, people are going to be flocking in droves to get into this. Hotels are already booked out anywhere close to that line.
And if there's opening, they're $500.
Oh yeah, they're slinging it. So
and this is even how crazy it is because I only have a 4-day trip next week, and my boss is even like, well, you know, check between leaving on a Tuesday or leaving on a Monday out of Cleveland.
Yeah,
you know, check the prices to see if there's a better deal. Out of Cleveland on a Tuesday, nothing's open because everybody's flying the fuck back home.
yeah.
You know, anybody within a flight distance to Cleveland is leaving on Tuesday. So that's why I had to leave out on Monday. And so I won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
But even like the one, so Delta, when I leave on Monday, that flight to Connecticut is like $850 for the round trip. But if I were to leave on Monday, there was an opening in Comfort Plus and it was $1,800
on Tuesday.
Yeah, on
You
Tuesday.
said Monday, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If I would have left out on Tuesday,
It was 18.
yeah, $800 versus the $800 on Monday because that's how many people were fucking leaving.
Well, this is, I mean, because it's not just the United States. This is globally. People are flying in for this too. So there's going to be foreigners flying in like everywhere to the U.S. too to come get a glimpse.
And like Cleveland's a good international hub.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's not that they are around the world, but people do chase these things too. So you know, it's one of those things where it's like,
not even tourists or anything, but reporters. You know, somebody in Germany is like, oh, nein, we got to go see the fucking eclipse, and that was a terrible German.
Why they're throwing a fuck in there?
It was a terrible German accent, but I had oh nein, oh no, I got that right.
You got that, but. Oh the fuck!
And then it turned into Spanish. You know, a little Spanish in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge, and then that's where they were like, "Oh, there won't be cell phone service." No, because when you get that many people in an area, towers can't handle that. So,
I don't think the moon blocking the sun has anything to do with our cell phone service.
No, but it's a whole, you know, like I said, we're going back to the conspiracy stuff where people are like, "Shit's going down," and it's like. Yeah. No, there's going to be a lot of people in a tight area.
Yeah.
And it's going to, that aren't normally there.
Even there's one dude at work. And I know he said it as a joke, like, oh, you're flying out Monday. Better watch that plane doesn't fall out of the air, you know, because of all the conspiracy theories floating around and shit. And I was like, it's cool. I'm leaving at 6 a.m. I'll be in Connecticut by like 10:30. It's fine. Yeah. Like, I won't be in the air, you know.
Yeah.
But still, that's like, I know he said it as a joke, but I know the only reason he said it as a joke is because there are legit people out there that think that is real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just bring it up as a joke. It's like, oh,
Well, there's a lot of biblical stuff about it because there's a cross right above Salem or whatever kind of. I'm like, these crossed multiple times over the years, but now you're going to make a big deal because it's in the U.S. and not anywhere else, which is the newest country in the world.
yeah.
Just so you know, Jesus never set foot over here.
The funny thing too is back in the day, whenever it happened, and the primitive people just thought that the sun god was mad at them. So they probably sacrificed a couple lambs and maybe a few virgins that day.
Yeah.
But it's not. They didn't have the government to worry about. They had their sun god to worry about.
I just went religious, and I apologize already, but that always just blows my mind when people are like, "Look where it's landing! Look where it's in!" I'm like, "Oh man, come on." All right. Anyways, enough of that.
Anyhow,
yeah. So Monday will be fun. We'll talk about that on Friday.
Besides that, I'm looking forward to the summer. I finally started to try and get boat prep ready.
What do you mean summer? Because I'm pretty sure it sleeted, snowed, rained.
Don't care.
Then when I drove over here, got up to 45 degrees. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Still trying to get that summer vibe feeling. I feel like the weather's going to break here after this weekend.
It's supposed to be a little bit nicer. I have
Next weekend, I saw 67s and shit.
I have giant patches of grass in my yard that really, really need to get taken care of.
I can't mow my grass because it's been so wet.
It's so wet, yeah. Oh, wow. That's
but I
thing
need
too.
to.
Oh, we talked about the tornado, but we also have a massive amount of flooding in our area.
Rain, lots of rain.
Yeah. We got back roads flooded everywhere.
Yeah.
It started to recede a little bit today, which was good.
Yeah. I was looking at the river isn't that high. But that's why, because we live in what's called the Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District. And even the Atwood Lake that we love to frequent is part of that. So it's a system of man-made lakes and dams that are supposed to control the floodwater. And that's actually one of the first times I've seen it work, actually paid attention to how it works.
Yeah.
Because even after like the first couple of days of big rain, I was out at the marina. I was trying to fix my boat, which I was going to lean into. But they were saying like, yeah, we're not even up to summer levels yet. We got like 5 more feet to go, but by the weekend we'll probably hit it, in which they are now.
Well,
so
it's
like,
it.
yeah,
we're over it now, yeah.
But it's slowly trickling down into the next one that's a little higher, and then the next one, and then it trickles down and goes out.
System. That's how a dam works.
Yeah, which I don't think a lot of people know that about. Cause even the one dude I work with, he's like, "Man, I drove out by Atwood. I didn't realize they let that lake out during the summer or during the winter." I'm like, "Yeah, it's supposed to be a catch-all basin for the wet season,
Yeah. No, you'd have tons of flooded farmland and tons of flooded areas. I mean,
New Philly wouldn't even be on the map.
Yeah, you made a recreational lake for the summer, which is great too. You get a double benefit out of it. But yeah, in the winter you drain it down to be able to catch, the millions of gallons of water.
Yeah.
So that, you can just base it down. And as you go down that line, there's a bunch of lakes that catch it all. So yeah, it's
But yeah, so ready for summer. I started to do boat prep, which I wanted to rebuild the lower unit on my boat, and I broke a piece.
Yes, you did.
And I got it. It was stuck. The piece that I broke was also stuck inside the spot. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm packing in the car. When I get off work, I'm going to take it to a place to fix it. I don't have nice things to say about either of these places because I took it to 2 places. I'm not going to mention them by name, but I fell short.
Yeah.
First place I go to, I'm like, yeah, man, I got this lower unit. And they're supposed to be a service station and work on all kinds of shit. And they're like, what kind of motor is it? Oh, it's a Honda 25. Like, we're not a Honda dealer. Like, well, do you work on boat motors? You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, I'm not a Honda dealer, but I can work on the fucking Civic. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? You just don't. Okay, you don't own business. Fine. Take it to another place. They do the work to get the part that was stuck in there, at least, out for me. And then they're like, they don't make that part anymore. I'm like, all right, go fuck myself, whatever. Cool. And I felt like, I was being a hassle to them. I ended up paying way too much for them to get a seized part unstuck, and then I do a little research on the internet. First off, I found one used on eBay, which I don't expect them to do that. But I also start digging a little deeper. Within like 20 minutes of research and a couple forums, I found out that there's a compatible part. Yeah, that one part that was originally put in that motherfucker was obsolete, and now there's a new one that works for it.
Yeah.
A little bit of fucking digging, and they could have probably put.
They don't care.
I know.
They don't care.
I know.
Because it's like, it's not worth their man time or man hours. Is how they see it.
Yeah.
And I don't know who you're talking about, but to me, that's just like, they don't care. They don't want to dig into it. They got because it's almost about to be the beginning of boat season,
Yeah.
and hell's going to break loose.
Right.
And you probably did this 3 months ago. I think you probably would have got
When I broke it. Yeah. When I
you would have got a
broke it.
lot more attention to it and a lot more of that. But right now, in the back of their mind is like, oh, hell's about to break loose because
Yeah.
boating season is upon us.
I will say
So it's kind of that situation. Is what I'm feeling.
there's
Is what I'm getting from what you're saying.
the service manager blew it off, and then a salesman overheard my conversation. He's like, "Oh, by the way, in those years, like Mercury built that gear case for that boat, for that motor for Honda, and trying to look at these parts and try like the fucking salesman gave me within 5 minutes gave me a lot more information than this one
Yeah.
guy's like, no, they don't make that part. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah, I got you.
And like I said, I will still go give both of these places probably repeat business, but it just left me with a shitty taste in my mouth, you know?
That's why we do things ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
That's for the most part. And then obviously something went awry and you're like, oh, shit, I don't know how to do this. But maybe once you saw him remove it now, you're probably like, oh, shit.
I didn't even see him remove it. That's the thing.
Oh, I would have requested an audience.
Well, I dropped it off, and then I had to go to work the next day
Yeah,
when they were
that's
going to work at it, and I had to come back and pick it up. So it's like I couldn't like go in there at noon when the guy was going to work on it. You know what I mean?
I mean, took a sledge to it and just beat the shit out
Probably.
of it off of there, you know?
It was probably a little more aggressive because it's an aluminum case.
Yeah.
I broke an aluminum piece going in an aluminum case, and I didn't want to break the aluminum case because I figured I'd be really fucked then. But the cool thing is, the parts out, all the internals look great, gears look great. Like I said, I found a used piece on eBay. It basically just houses a bunch of bearings and seals, and all those bearings and seals they still make from the manufacturer, and I can find those pretty easily. So I should be able to piece it together myself.
Put that motor back together.
Put it back together,
Ready
man.
for pleasure.
The only thing I'm at that point right now are pieces and parts to rebuild that now. Probably cost me about $350, and on eBay there's one that's already been refurbished, pressure tested, certified to go, for $650 plus 85 shipping. It's like, do I want to like?
Just get that one.
I'm a pretty So I'm a pretty smart and competent man.
I know you are.
But if for some reason I put it together wrong for that $350, then I got to turn around and spend that, that's whatever total
What's
is
your
with shipping.
time worth?
Yeah.
What's your time worth?
Oh man, the thing is, I got all the time, but I just don't know. I've never done this before, so I trust myself to do it. I imagine it's going to be great, but what if I go to turn it on and I, put something in wrong?
Yeah.
And I got half the price of just buying one that I know works.
You get rebuilt, you get new seals, you got to do everything else again too. I
Yeah.
mean, parts would be.
Or
fine,
then I
but-
just buy the new one, or not the refurbished one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I'm out like $1,300 with one that doesn't work.
I know. I mean, I have an intuitive mind like you two, where it's like it's kind of fun to take that stuff apart and put it back together, because everybody's afraid to do something like that.
Yeah.
Take example like washers and dryers. They are like the easiest things to work on ever.
Yeah.
But
And not to-
everybody, if something happens with the washer and dryer, and I know it's way harder to work on gear casings and everything like that.
I don't want to cut you off. This is probably like the fourth time you've talked about how you fix washers and dryers.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The
Okay,
difference
I got you. I got you.
This is the difference. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's simple to hard.
Right.
And but I would love to just like, tear that gear casing apart and get into it.
Yeah.
But then again, it's getting about boating season, so
Right.
you're pressing the clock already.
Right.
Where you would have had this done 3 or 4 months ago, it'd be fine. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pushing it to the late limits here, but I don't know. I was trying to think of where I was going with it. Oh, I did a lot of man shit this week. So one of that was because once I got the part free, I took all the innards out, looked at it, figured out how that works. At work, we've moved into a new building, so I had to build like the storage rack. So I was doing carpentry shit.
Yeah.
And then a guy at work bought this new little handheld welder thing. It's like it's literally like the size of a drill, and you plug it into 110, and you put a rod in there. So we were welding shit and stuff, and I felt like such a fucking man. Like I was working on gear cases, I was doing carpentry, I was welding shit, bro. Like I feel like what's the opposite of toxic masculinity? Because I feel like that term's thrown around too much. This was like good masculinity. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know.
like I felt like I did some masculine shit, but like in a positive way.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Is it
whatever.
handheld? Is it hooked to anything?
Yeah, it hooks to 110.
Oh,
You plug
so
it
it's
plug
like
it right
I
into.
was like, is this remote? Like on a drill? Like
Yeah. No, plug it right into a regular outlet. It'll throw 120 amps through, and you can
cool
weld
that
mild
when
steel.
when we get batteries that are big enough to just like do a hand welder to be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna grab my welder out and just slap that battery. It's like done. Like, oh, I don't know, all the movies we see where they cut through like stuff like with a plasma cutter. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I can
Or
weld
you
that
see that-
together.
You see that spy going underwater into the tunnels and just cutting through the fucking grating into the tube and
Technology's out there. We know it. James Bond did it back in
Yeah.
the 70s. We can do it now.
shit. I would imagine you could probably find a handheld battery operated one for sure. But this bitch was only $100 on Amazon.
I said, I'm gonna rob a bank for that. I will shoot you with a laser beam.
I'm gonna fucking weld your face, dude.
I mean, that's getting close to laser beams at that point. That's essentially what it is.
Well,
I'm
then-
not heating a rod up, but
Okay.
like the plasma cutter is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's getting close to laser beams.
All right. I was like, oh, water has nothing to do with lasers, bro. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I already referenced to James Bond. Let's go back to like the Moonraker and there was laser beams.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 whatever. But yeah. Anyways.
Well,
So we went a lot of different paths in our weeks.
I'm talking therapeutic masculinity or something.
You're talking
Healing
therapy,
masculinity.
Hopefully we're gonna get your boat motor fixed before boating season
Yeah.
starts. So
Well,
we can
it's-
talk about boating season more.
I just got to figure out where I'm gonna put my money.
Hey, I got something for you to Google real quick, and then get your reaction from.
I just want to see real quick what's the opposite of toxic.
What's up? Acidic. Opposite words. Opposite. What? There's no opposite word of toxic. Clean.
Unhazardous.
Unhazardous.
Unhazardous. I had
Non-venomous.
yeah. Innocuous.
Meaningless.
Meaningless. Oh, I like innocuous. I did some innocuous masculinity this week. We should hashtag that phrase. All right, what do you want me to Google?
Okay. So, Google flamingos feeding their babies. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before. And it just popped up to me today. And it was at first just
Do you want a video?
just hit images. You can pull up an image. I don't want a video of it now.
Oh fuck. Apparently this one's
Yeah, that's the one you want, the non-censored one. Because of this one picture, and this is what I got. So it looks like one flamingo is diving into the back of the other flamingo's skull
yeah.
to release blood to feed the baby. And you're like, what the hell's going on? So this flamingo's opening up a wound to bleed out so the baby's drinking the blood. But actually what it is that's what they spew out. It's called some kind of milk. I can't think what it is.
So
You probably should watch the video.
well, before I clicked on the video, before I clicked images, it says flamingo parents feed their chicks a liquid that they secrete in their throats called crop milk. Young flamingos are born gray and white and do not turn pink for about 2 years when they are old enough to eat on their own.
Yeah, but I just got that one clip, and this flamingo's like poking the other one on the head, and it looks like he's like doing this, and it's like blood running down. It looks like blood, but they shoot crop milk in, and it looks like he's trying to murder the other one, and the baby's just drinking his blood. It's like I was like, is this a praying mantis situation? Like, is this a praying mantis situation where it's like,
fuck it, let's turn.
Babies feeding is a very rare thing to see.
this
in the
might not be a good
Galapagos.
video.
They
This
have a
is
unique
probably
way
just
of
going to be
feeding.
a
The
normal
parents
video of them
produce a
feeding.
crop milk, and it's a liquid, very
Yeah,
dark
this is not
red
important.
produced
Don't worry
in the
about this.
throat
Isn't the cool
and
one?
the esophagus of the flamingo.
All it was made to that picture, and
Oh,
that
I
that
got you.
still where it's like, oh, he's going to the back of his head. You have to, if you search it, you'll find that one immediately. Because what was happening is basically one was feeding, like, see, it looks like it's like murder in that one.
Yeah.
The one was feeding. I think the other one was trying to feed it too, and just happened to get it on mom's head, or it was dad's head, or whatever, whatever that flamingo is. What's funny though is the flamingos are white until they're in their adolescent stage, and then they start drinking their own crop milk, and that's why they turn pink. Fun
Yeah, 'cause,
story. 'Cause they're drinking their bloody milk.
and isn't it they're also pink because they eat shellfish, like red shellfish?
Yeah. Well, that crop milk is like.
It comes out red because
Yeah.
they're.
I thought that was going to be better. I should have found like an actual link and sent it to you and been like, pull this up when I tell you, and next time I
Yeah.
will. Because it was like disturbing at first. I'm like, holy shit, are flamingos like praying mantises where it's like the males die and they sacrifice their blood to them? It's like kissing the baby and like the blood's running down the head and it like makes a funnel. So it's like, drink my blood.
Yeah, and the men die, and it's innocuous
Yeah,
masculinity.
yeah.
It's not
Drink my
toxic.
blood.
It's
I'm like,
innocuous.
oh no, that one was just thrown up behind it and like missed the baby's mouth. Like,
Yeah.
I'll feed the baby too, but I'm done. Right on the back of your head.
Yeah.
That was the only picture I've seen too where that happens. So it was just like a weird picture in nature where that
Yeah.
happened, where like they were both trying to feed it or something.
Yeah.
So that's not actually normal. Normally it's just like one
Straight enough. Like how birds vomit into their
Yeah.
baby birds' mouths. They vomit goat milk. What's fucking throat milk?
Innocuous milk.
Yeah. I already closed the tab, but whatever milk we said.
Yeah.
And for those just listening, it was a picture of a flamingo vomiting what looked like blood over another flamingo. Or no, it looked like it was pecking another flamingo's
that's what I
head
said.
and
I already
causing the
said
blood
that. Yeah, I
to drip
said
down
that.
in.
It was
Yeah.
like it looks like he's beating in the back of his head.
Bizarre.
But really, it's just his beak's on his neck. The blood
And they-
milk's coming out. If you Google it, just Google
Yeah.
it while you're listening to this right now, and
It's
you'll be
pretty
like,
fucking funny.
because it's the first picture that comes up.
Yeah.
Because I think somebody's caught that on camera, and it was kind of just like an internet sensation already, and it just blew up. I don't think that's normal. Like, not
Yeah.
they're not normally getting that.
They
all
don't
over
use
each other.
another flamingo's head to funnel it in.
Yeah, so once they get hit past, so they're normally white, and then once they get past their adults, they start ingesting their own. They make their own and they ingest it.
Yeah.
And that's what turns them pink.
That's why they're so pretty.
Because they get that red mixed in with that white. And
Yeah.
it just boom. And I was like, damn, could I turn another color? And then I remembered there was a guy that went insanely high on, I think it was iodine in his diet or something
Yeah.
like that. And he turned blue. You remember that guy? That had to be, it was in the 90s, I swear to God. He ate too much iodine. I'm like, oh yeah, you can 100% turn your skin a different color by eating too much of a mineral or something. But I'm pretty sure he was like a crazy, I want to say iodine or something that turned his skin blue.
This one's called carotenemia. It's it's often most noticeable on the thick skin, like palms of your hands or soles of your feet. The orangish yellow discoloration is a result of excess beta carotene in the blood from consuming foods like carrots, says doctor.
See, I turn orange. Now, there's a guy that actually turned himself blue, though.
Yeah.
He
For some reason, I was thinking beets.
he should
like,
be the blue man.
I feel like beets should turn you a color because they make your excrement and your pee turn colors too.
Hey, you just got to eat them every single day in a shitload of quantity, and you probably could.
Yeah.
You probably could.
You can do all kinds of weird shit to your body through diet. I mean, look at the obesity rates.
You can get fat. You can get heart disease.
Yeah. You can get all big and blubbery if you just eat a standard American diet. Whoa.
You can get real skinny if you just eat like celery. every
Whole
day.
Foods. Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, I just thought it was crazy. Sorry that story kind of flopped, but that's
I
okay.
thought it was a good one.
It's interesting still, but I wanted more of a reaction out of you, and I didn't get it because I should have sent you the link.
Yeah.
I should have had you prepped.
That's one thing.
I should have had you propped up.
Yeah. I didn't realize that you could do TikTok in a web browser. And because I'm scrolling through TikTok and like many other platforms and shit. I was like, oh, fuck. Now I need to realize whenever I see a good video, I need to send it to you. And then it'll be in my inbox or whatever. I'm like, we'll bring this up on the podcast. We can play it. We can play it on the screen. Because I always thought, like, well, what am I going to do with a TikTok video? Like, hold the camera up to the screen or hold my phone up to the screen or whatever?
Yeah.
And like, no, I can play it on the web browser. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's how dumb I am.
I got one more thing, and then if you got a couple things.
I
you
got
wanna
some
go
things.
do.
I got a couple.
I started taking a supplement called L-theanine. Theanine. It comes out of like mushrooms and stuff like that. We're not medical advisors, blah, blah, blah. We do not tell you what to do. To help with a little bit of anxiety as as I've been getting older. I've gotten more anxiety.
Okay.
Especially like with the anxiety is bad.
Yeah.
If I drink too much the night before and the next day I'm like, oh God.
That disco anxiety, you know?
And it also helps with just like memory and stuff like that too. Amazing.
Yeah? You feel good?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sharp. Really cut out. I'm not saying cuts out all anxiety, but it cuts out a good amount I had.
Yeah.
And then if I do think I'm having that anxiety in the morning, like I pop one of those, like if I had a few too many drinks the night before or whatever, pop one of those, gone.
Yeah.
Like big beneficiary of like if you got anxiety, I would say it's not going to cut it all out. I'm not saying like I said, I'm not a medical professional, not giving you medical advice, but give it a shot if you do have any kind of anxiety doing something or whatever. It's even help a little bit with like heights and stuff too. Like,
so I just Googled it,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't say anything about anxiety, but everything else says seems awesome. May support thinking, sleep, and relaxation, and help with weight loss, blood pressure, and more. Which I do believe you drop the blood pressure and you get more relaxed. That's gonna help anxiety. Like,
well, so when I
really, like, honestly, what is anxiety? High blood pressure and fucking,
right.
and you're not relaxed.
Well, that's just this from Medical News Today.
Yeah.
When my brother's the one that turned me onto it, and he's like, this really helped my anxiety. He's like, I didn't realize it. He's like, I just took it because it said it. If you look at another place, it says it definitely helps you with anxiety and everything too.
Yeah.
But because of those factors, like you just said, that's also related.
Yeah.
And I know my blood pressure is a little elevated.
Yeah.
I know like other things are low, and I don't sleep as well as I should and stuff like that. Because my brain does not shut off when I fall asleep.
Yeah.
So, I haven't took it for a sleep aid, but I've taken it for just like I wake up in the morning, pop one, just like, let me check it out.
Well, that's a
It's
cool
been
thing
very
with
cool.
a lot of supplements and herbs and shit. Like, a lot of times they can't really say that it definitely does what it does, because I feel like a lot of supplements and shit like that do different things for different people.
Right. Sure.
You know?
Oh, 150%.
You know?
Yeah.
So like the L-theanine or however you want to pronounce it could do something for you, but have a different thing for me.
Right.
And shit. And there's so many cool ones out there. There's one that I've wanted to get into. I forget the name of it, and I bet you if I just search black Himalayan goop.
But yeah, I mean, like, to me, I'm not saying this is going to cure your anxiety or do anything for you. I'm just saying, for me, you cut it down a bit. That's all I'm saying.
These are all salt scrub shampoos. Fuck, but no, there's like this one that you're supposed to even take like a quarter of a teaspoon of it, and it's supposed to like kind of just level you out and shit, give you a little more energy and stuff. Like a lot of weightlifters do it and stuff.
Well, this L-theanine, and then I started finding out is in a lot of those like the pills you've seen, like the Joe Rogan pill, the Brain Focus pill. It's part of that dosage too.
It's in there, with the alpha brains and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's in there too, and it's like, well, there's definitely something to it. It's just, whatever it might be.
Oh, Shilajit. That's the one that I was thinking of. Shilajit. It's like this weird black tar that comes from the Himalayan mountains. It's from pressure of organic material. Like when you think coal turns into diamonds, it's all this weird like plant waste and stuff that gets pressurized into this gunk.
Plant poop.
Yeah, and it's supposed to
jar of plant poop.
It's supposed to give you a lot of. It's like almost like a more natural energy drink, almost a more natural form of caffeine and stuff. But I've seen a lot of people talk good shit about that. I was like,
well,
like we said, we're not health professionals or anything.
We're not health professionals. We're not health professional advice at all.
Yeah,
and that's like, L-theanine. I'm like, I'm not saying it's going to do anything for anybody, and maybe I'm on a great placebo effect. But I've been.
How long have you been on it?
Just week and a half, maybe.
Okay,
so I'd say barely a week.
If you're like, I took it yesterday, like that's placebo probably. But
yeah, no,
like, I don't think
it's probably a week. No, but I noticed like, my biggest thing was driving.
Yeah, you've talked to me before about how you have weird anxiety when driving.
I'm always nervous about
especially if you're like can't see over a hill or something in the distance or something.
Yeah, stuff like high elevations while I'm driving. Like I look over and I can see like down to depths.
Yeah,
like, I'm like, I think I'm gonna die immediately. Some things like that.
Yeah.
Which those thoughts will come through when I'm in a certain phase or whatever it is. But now I'm just cruising, man. I'm just cruising. I didn't even think about it.
Living the dream.
It's not even coming in my brain. And then I realize it's not coming in my brain. And I'm like, why was I thinking about that before? It's kind of like
it just shuts
brain blocker or something. I don't know, but
because
it just shuts down that way back part of my brain.
And I don't know.
I want to be at home.
I don't know how anxiety affects other people, but I feel like because you hear it thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
Anymore nowadays, especially with social media, and you get all these people that self-diagnose themselves with these problems on TikTok and shit. Like, no, you're just a normal fucking person. That's how everybody thinks. Shut up. Like, here's me hyperfixating on blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, you're just shooting a fucking video. Shut up. But, like, to me, anxiety is like, there's always that, you have your self-projection. You have that inner monologue, right?
Right.
And then there's almost like that third inner monologue that's like, don't do that, danger. You're not doing enough. Or, however it speaks to you. My anxiety is usually like, you're not doing enough. You didn't check that. You need to triple check. What'd you do? You forgot something. It's always, I forgot something.
You're not doing enough at work. You're not.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, you're not contributing enough at home. You're blah, 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 blah.
You just stood around for 5 minutes. Everybody's thinking you're a loser. Everybody's thinking you're not doing enough. Blah, 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 blah.
Right. And that comes to like a maybe social anxiety for a lot of people too.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is that kind of turn that little voice off?
Yeah, you forget.
Nice.
Like you're just like you just did your thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd love to shut that motherfucker up without drinking. That's the only thing.
Maybe I just drove. I just drove 20 miles on something, but because I was aware before, I was aware of it, and now you're like, oh wait,
I'm not worried.
Yeah, I was thinking about something. I was actually thinking about shit that mattered.
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
being, worried.
The real shit.
Yeah. So no, I mean, like I say, we're not doctors. We're not farmers.
Yeah.
We're not recommending anything to anybody. But it's just I think it's a good supplement, and you find it in a lot of stuff. Like I said, I think
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an alpha brain or anything like that. I'm not saying anything like that,
might
but
be.
I think it's a lot of different supplements.
And weird compounds, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they throw
but
all
I-
of all the L-taurines and theanines. And
it was on my birthday. We went to the casino, and and I kind of confessed to my brother, like, when I have these hangovers, like it's just
yeah.
like it's hard for me to drive if it's not like a straight line. Like I start like getting so paranoid and clenching up, and like it's just like it's not comfortable for me to drive.
Right.
He's like, well, you got to try this L-theanine. He's like, I used to have just anxieties walking into a place. I'm like, I didn't know about you. He's like, no. He's like, yeah, when I just walk into a new place and like I'm just walking in, like he's like, I get a quick bit of zip of anxiety and then I'm done. He's like, I started taking this, and I took it, and then I'm driving home, and I'm like, and that could have been a little of the
Yeah, I would say with most supplements, day one it's more of probably a placebo.
But it was 2 hours. I went down and I was gambling, and I had a couple of drinks too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and that's what I said to myself. I'm like, this
that's-
could be placebo. This could
Because
be
that's
a
what
little
I've
bit
always
whatever.
said. The only thing that shuts that third voice out is alcohol.
But then
You know.
the next days after that, in the morning, I'd pop one and I'd go, do my normal day, and then I was like, and I forget about it. And I was
Pretty
not
nice.
thinking about it, and I'm like, and the other day I was like, oh, that was nice. And my wife's like, you took that Theanine again, didn't you? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're way more talkative, and you seem less bothered. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because I'm not letting the little shit get to me anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm blocking all the like little shit out.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know. But hey, give it a roll. Give it a roll is all I would say.
It's probably I don't. I would
If
never,
you want to, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending.
I would never
I'm just
say it's a
saying
bad
It's
thing.
good for me. It's good for me. Could be bad for some other people.
Yeah.
I did have some fucked up dreams, though. So I don't know if it was from that or the Sudafed because I had nasal stuff going on.
So you're just pumped full of all kinds of different shit, so you have no idea what.
Who knows what's going on with me?
But no, like I would love, like, sometimes for me shutting that third voice off, it's either alcohol or I have to exhaust myself.
This episode might get canceled because I was even talking about this. So
This wouldn't get canceled for over an herbal supplement. We're not saying that there's nanobots in anything like we got canceled for before.
I will say,
As a joke.
if you have a slight anxiety, I'm not saying like an insane anxiety, just give it a shot. I don't
This
think it hurts anything.
episode brought to you by L-theanine.
L-theanine. We need a brand label, so come find us.
Cure all your ailments today.
Okay, so now
Also makes julienne fries. And if you order now, use hashtag ADGT as a cash out code, you'll get 25% off your next order.
we're not doctors, pharmacists, whatever.
I gotta say though,
It's known to cause cancer.
yeah. See, we just,
shit! Now I just gotta cancel that.
See, you hear that ad spot? Anybody out there? We can read good ad spots. Come on, book us.
Read the hell out of shit. All right.
right.
Anyways,
Yeah, I got something. I got
What
some
else?
Stuff.
What else you
I
got?
got some stuff. Once again, here we are making medical claims, but I saw a thing on the internet now that there is a correlation between how often a male ejaculates versus his risk for prostate cancer.
okay.
They haven't dialed it in. They basically took like a broad study, and it was so it's not super scientific,
Okay.
but they're saying,
Okay.
and their broad study was like, what do you do per month? It was like, are you 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20? Are you
Okay.
20 to 30? And they say, if a male, before I say, which do you think gives you the least likely for prostate cancer, more or less?
I'm hoping more.
Which do you think, though? If you had to put your money on it, just through
I'd say more because you keep it working and you keep it flowing and you keep the juices going, right?
that's what their small study found. Like I said, they even wanted to say, this wasn't real.
Out with the old and with the new.
This wasn't a super scientific thing. It was more of a broad survey, and then they took the people surveyed based on word of mouth. It wasn't actually like they weren't monitoring the times. They were saying like, "Oh, how often do you do it?"
Yeah.
And blah 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 blah. And it's found that men that ejaculate more than 21 times a month are less likely to have prostate cancer.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, dude. If that's not a damn good time, I don't know what the fuck is.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Screw you, prostate cancer. Get out of here.
And so I started thinking about it too.
I'll beat you twice.
Because another thing that's out there is called what's this, like sperm
If
harvesting?
you went
or-
the other way with that, I was gonna be
Yeah,
very
you're fucked.
sad.
Like, hey man, I guess I'm dying of prostate cancer.
Sorry about it.
But so there's another theory out there that says, and I guess a lot of weightlifters and some pro football pro athletes do this too, where they don't ejaculate for like a week up till like a big competition or something like that, because you keep that testosterone in you, right?
I don't believe that at all, but sure.
There are a lot of people that can attest to it.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm perfect because I've had a vasectomy. So the semen doesn't come out. The semen absorbs back into me.
Well,
The
that's what they say. When you have a vasectomy, you get more testosterone.
the testosterone stays in me. So when I ejaculate, I'm getting rid of the stuff that comes from your prostate, because your prostate is only really responsible for making the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And then your testicles make the semen. Your prostate does the stuff. Testicles, semen. I'm keeping the semen and the testosterone in me, and then I'm working out my prostate by ejaculating. So
All I
I'm
know,
getting the best of both worlds, baby. I'm getting that semen retention thing too, and I'm lubing up the prostate.
all I know is there are demons in me, and they need to get out. And,
Yeah.
I'm not why I should say one.
But even like I said, like this was a survey, not necessarily a super scientific study, but if they get it to clinical trials and stuff, their theory is that the more you use it, the less you're like cleaning the pipes. You're getting the
Unless
stuff
you're
out.
gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Boom. Because it normally goes the other way. The more you use it, you're gonna lose. Wait. No, that's the same way.
If you don't use it,
you're
you
gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I like to think
I'm
of it as
using it. I'm not losing it, baby. Let's go.
I like to think of it as you ever go to an outdoor faucet that hasn't been used in a while, and you open it up and it's all and then like it flows, and you try to shut off. It's all squeaky.
Get that dirty, rusty water in
then
your mouth.
Yeah, and then it never and then never really seals correctly. I wasn't putting my mouth on it. What are you doing to these leaky faucets? You may be putting your mouth on the leaky faucets and getting the dirty rusties in your mouth, man.
Sorry, I went a different. I'm back. I went
Yeah.
a different spot.
The way I do it, it usually goes in somebody else's mouth.
Or on their feet. Because it's a faucet, it sprinkles her out. I don't know. All right, anyways, I'm not into that at all. By the way,
You're in a feet shit.
I am not. I don't understand that at all. I will never understand that.
I appreciate feet, but I don't need them.
They don't need to touch me. Actually, I would probably be anti-feet.
I mean,
over
I'll rub
pro
feet and suck toes, but that's like,
I don't even want to suck a toe. That's so weird.
Nah.
No,
I don't know.
who wants to do that? What is the point? Where's the point in that?
I don't know. Jesus washed feet, right? This is a sign of appreciation. They've even made a Super Bowl out of it.
Oh God, we're going whatever imaginary hell.
Hell in a handbasket, baby. Hell in a handbasket.
Oh baby. All right. Do you got anything
We're having
else?
fun tonight.
Yeah,
We're having fun.
We have
Anything else besides foot stuff?
Apparently.
I
Hand grenades?
no,
You want to talk about hand grenades? Because they're pretty sweet. We just pulled a couple pins.
Yeah. Here's another one that's real fun. Might twist a couple nipples. I thought it was hilarious. I was at the gym this morning running on the treadmill, and I look up and they have all the TVs up at Planet Fitness. One of them, they have all the news outlets, and right there on Fox News is Kid Rock with a Budweiser hat on. So apparently the boycott's over now.
Oh, it's over. See it.
We can drink Bud Light again. It's no longer whatever we didn't drink it for.
Dana White saved it,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Dana White saved it, and Shane Gillis saved it too.
Well, I mean, to be honest, they weren't trying to be pro anything or anything like that, but it was just like they had a commercial and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And it's like
They didn't even have a commercial. They put Dylan Mulvaney's face on a can, and then Dylan Mulvaney put an Instagram post up, "Look at my can," and then Kid Rock shot a bunch of cases of Bud Light with an AR, and then it's
so stupid and petty and
It
an
is.
idiot and just
It is, but I will say I'm not going to say that what they did was wrong by a moral standpoint. I'm going to say what they did was wrong by a marketing standpoint. You got to know your audience. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You're not going to show up to a ballet concert and get on the mic and start doing stand-up. Nobody came there to see a stand-up show. They came to see ballet. Nobody drinks Bud Light because they're into that sort of lifestyle. You got to know your fucking audience. And that's the only thing I correlate it to is that,
Anheuser,
from a marketing standpoint, is wrong. From a moral standpoint, I don't think it was wrong.
Anheuser, now a Swedish company.
They have been, haven't they?
And they bought him out. It wasn't too long ago. What, 5 years ago?
Well, I was going to say before this whole fiasco. It's not like...
Yeah. Now a Swedish company, so who gives a shit anyways about them? No, I mean, no offense to anybody that likes it.
Dude, I
Anheuser
drank-
or Sweden or whatever, but
I've been Miller Lite since the Lighthouse Bistro. I used to be Bud Light all the time, but I've been Miller Lite since the Lighthouse Bistro.
I mean, if you actually want to boycott Anheuser and all of their products, you should do it for that alone. It's not an American company anymore. Now, is there a lot of American jobs with that still? 100%.
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
and that's
But,
how and I don't know if it's these fellows' ideology, but that was what Dana White came out and said. He's like, you know what? They paid their dues. They learned from whatever mistake they made in marketing wise, but still, there's American jobs on the line, and I want to support all these people in American jobs. And that's Kid Rock's rhetoric now. I was like, no, I have no problem against them. I still love it, and they are for the American people, and blah blah blah. But I don't think what they did was right, and blah 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 blah. It's like, how much money did you get? How much money did you get?
You're an idiot. And Dana White just like stepped on your toes, be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Like, he's like, whatever they want to post about this or that or that. And that's the thing too. It's and that's how it should be in everywhere. It's like, it's your actions. It's not just one little post.
There's one guy that's been shouting it for a while, and I don't think he's endorsed by it at all. He was just always like, it's like, dude, I've always drank Bud Light. I'm gonna keep drinking Bud Light. I don't give a shit about their politics or what the fuck everybody else says. I've always loved Bud Light. And that's Shane Gillis, and he was the guy that got on SNL and said gay, and everybody's like, whoa,
Yeah.
But that dude's like, I've always drank Bud Light. Like, I don't give a fuck. And that's what I've always
hate Bud Light. I don't think it tastes good. I'm not going to drink Bud Light unless it's the only thing I have to drink.
And I've always stood by this. If I love your product, if I'm a fan of your product, really don't give a shit about your politics.
Yeah,
If
to
you
a
look
certain
about-
extent.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's an extent.
there is an extent.
There's an extent.
But I mean, like, I don't know.
It's pretty far out there. It's further than that. It's way further than that.
There's a person that I know. I'm not going to call them out. There's a person that I know that has never watched any of the Pirates of the Caribbean because he doesn't like Johnny Depp, because he doesn't support America, because he lives in England or some other bullshit. Something about he's not super American that he said back in the day, and he's never watched Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, dude, they're fucking dope fucking movies, dude.
What do you mean?
They're dope fucking movies.
Why? What does that matter? What if he was from England and made those movies? Then it's fine to watch it.
I guess.
Well, then who gives a shit?
Because if you're going to be so staunch in your political ideas that you don't consume media, you don't consume good products, then you might as well swear off fucking everything. Because nobody out there has the same ideology as you.
No.
You know,
I mean,
nobody out there in this entire world. Me and you are best fucking friends, and there's going to be shit we disagree on, and I'm not going to be like, oh, that's your viewpoint. Fuck you. I'm boycotting you.
I don't want to talk to you ever again.
I'm boycotting you.
I don't like
This is a damn bad time podcast, and I'm
you
gonna
yelled at me.
I'm gonna sit this way now. I'm not even gonna look at you.
It'd be kind of funny if we just did the whole
Pull your-
podcast backwards. We might do that next time.
Pull your fucking finger out of your ass. People have different ideas than you. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but it doesn't mean you have to fucking hate them either.
Hey, we always said we never talk. We try to avoid religion and politics, and we just nailed both of them tonight.
broad spectrum.
Broad spectrum.
You know?
Broad spectrum.
We didn't lean heavy into any
No.
point of it. But the thing is what we said was right, and if you disagree with us, go fuck yourself.
Come at us, you
idiot. No, idiot. If you disagree with us, that's fine. Let us know. Tell us in the comments. Send us an email or some shit.
Oh man.
And the thing about that I like about myself is that, yeah, sure, I have a viewpoint on something, but if you tell me a different viewpoint, it's like, you know what, you're probably right. I'm definitely a middle person, you know?
Right.
It's like, yeah, in your circumstance, that makes sense, but maybe in this other person's circumstance, it doesn't make sense. And, you know, maybe we can meet in the middle where things are fucking normal.
Yeah, we're very open to be like, you know, because being in industry, working with the public and stuff, you had to take a lot of flack. You had to take your bumps and bruises, and you get to understand it's like, all right, you're dipshit, but I see kind of where you're coming from. You're an asshole. We don't care, but all right, we'll cater to you anyways, whatever. And it's like because you have to take care of people in like a public service area.
Pander.
So
you got to pander.
You got to pander.
You got to pander.
So you figure out how to pander really well, even if they're fucked.
Yeah.
Or special. Sorry. They're special. Bleep that. Make sure.
Even if they're fucking douchebags.
Yeah. Either they're douchebags. Make sure at time. Go back and bleep that one.
I'll find that.
Yeah.
So move on.
Sorry. But yeah. So
even if you're a douchebag, you know,
we got to cater to you.
We'll pander to you, you know, but that's the thing. Is like I found that the loudest ones are the assholes. The people that can't change their mind, the people that are so staunch in their convictions, whether it be right, left, up, down, center, straight, whatever. They're the assholes that make all the noise, and it's the normal people who are just like, I kind of agree with you, but I don't want to because you're a dick.
Well, there's always a part of something that somebody that's, well, not always. There's a part of something that somebody wants to preach about that can be right. And in that you're like, yeah, I get that, but why are you taking it here?
Yeah. I'll give you a perfect example. I have a fucking gun tattooed on my forearm.
Right.
I got it when I was younger, and I got it before guns were a super hot button object.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, it's a gun made up of kitchen utensils.
Right.
Because I used to be a chef. But I want to get it covered up because now I either get looks from anti-gun people, like, well, you're a douchebag that loves guns. And then I also get compliments from super 2A people that are like, yeah, they can't take that one away from you, can they? And I'm like, God, you're a fucking asshole. I don't want to talk to you.
You can't take my cheese grater.
Yeah. Leave me the fuck alone. So, I immediately, that's the only tattoo I actually have that I regret because it's the assholes that pay attention to it.
Right.
Well. I didn't do this to make a fucking political stance. It's a fork. It's a fork and a cheese grater and a rolling pin. And a garlic
great
press.
idea back then.
It's the least aggressive thing in the world.
Oh,
and I get hate or super love for it from the people I don't want attention from. You know?
Yeah. No.
But, yeah.
No.
This is dumb shit like that.
We gotta walk the line.
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
cash to the best.
Yeah.
I can walk the line.
Because you're mine.
I walk the line. All right, bro. I don't think I have anything else. You got anything else?
Nah, man, we tiptoed around a lot of weird shit.
Woo! Coming at you with a tiptoer.
Was that a game called Break the Ice where
Yeah.
the little guys on the toilet
I
paper?
think-
Are we gonna fall through today, or
I think the caption for this episode is the tiptoe.
or walk
Because
the
we-
line?
we'll walk the line. Because you're mine.
Hey, man, did you have a damn good time walking the line?
I had a damn good time, and I can't wait to have it again.
Yeah, and we hope you guys had a damn good time listening and watching. And as always, click like and subscribe. Tune in next week. Do all the things.
Tell your grandma about us.
Do all the stuff. Did we even check? Is anybody commenting on our live?
Doesn't matter.
That's cool. Probably for the better that nobody
We're
is.
so popular, I can't keep up.
Yeah. We probably got fuck you. But anyway, yeah, man. Tune in next week. Love you, bro.
Love you.
Love you guys.
To a damn good time.
Cheers.